I broke my laptop and blamed it on a little girl so that her mother will pay for it. I posted this on It a long time ago but had to remove it because it gained a bit of traction. I honestly can't keep this to myself anymore and it still haunts me to this day. Please don't criticize me as I already know what I did was messed up. I would really appreciate some emotional support even if I know I deserve none of that. I am a college student and this is my first year. Whoever went through college should know that first year is probably the most stressful time and the fact that there is also COVID-19 sure doesn't help. I am currently studying abroad as the education in my country is disastrous. My parents aren't doing that well financially but they are trying their best to support me. The problem is, they aren't working right now and won't be able to lend me money. I also don't work anymore, although I am seeking a part-time job, so you can already imagine I am on a strict budget. I share an apartment with a single mother and an adorable little girl. Although I wish I could stay with someone my age, I managed to get along pretty well with them. Her little daughter was playing a game on my laptop. I always let her play on it as her mother needs her laptop. I wanted to complete my school assignment for Monday so I went to take the laptop from her. I foolishly tried taking the laptop while holding my coffee in one hand and I ended up spilling coffee on the laptop and the little girl. I panicked and screamed, not at her, because the keyboard was not working properly anymore. The mother came into the room to ask me what happened. I told her that her daughter mistakenly made me spill my coffee on the laptop by gently pushing me. Her daughter was in shock and told her that's not true. The mother apologized and told me I can use her laptop and she will pay to get mine fixed. She also ended up shouting at her daughter who now avoids me. What you read above happened a month ago. I was luckily able to find a job and I am already saving up money to give it to the mother soon. Her daughter is still really upset on me and to this day refuses to talk to me. Her mother asked her why she has suddenly gotten cold with me but she isn't answering. I feel so bad for her, she's just a child. I never imagined I could ever be such a monster. Sorry, I just had to get this off my chest. One night I got so drunk that I puked on my friend's bed and my friend had to clean it up while I was still puking to his bucket. It was during my first year in college and I was staying in the college hostel. One night me and my friends decided that we will buy a bottle of finest rum that our liquor shop could offer. A Bacardi lime flavor. It was well into the night that we started drinking and there was an urge inside me to show my friends that I had a great liquor capacity. I gulped 8 pegs down my throat with 2 of them being neat. My friends started doing really random things while I blurted out nonsensical things. I fell asleep and maybe at 2 o'clock. I puked while I was sleeping in my friend's bed, drenching it. My friend who was sleeping beside would also have bathed in my puke if I hadn't pushed him off from the bed minutes before I puked. The thing is that I still have the photo of me drenched in puke.
So, back in the 90s, cordless phones transmitted in the 30 to 50 MHz range and were completely unsecured. You could listen to a cordless phone with any simple cheap police scanner. Baby monitors also use the same frequencies. What was interesting is that most people left them on all day. So you could hear inside people's houses. Sometime you'd hear people talking. Or the TV, or whatever. Apartment complexes were a gold mine. Tons of cordless phones and baby monitors all close together. You could park in the middle of the complex and pick up everything. I went to a very wealthy private school. It was nicer than most colleges in my state. That being said, the students who went there were very carefree with their school supplies and I would find expensive calculators laying around the math class. At one point I had $500 in calculators I didn't know what to do with. I had a great idea and decided to sell them for half price to kids who didn't have them and it worked. I made a few $100 with my findings and no one ever said anything. I don't feel guilty, just wanted to put this out here. Hey everyone, this is my first time using and posting on Reddit and I'm not really sure how this whole thing works, but here goes. I'm about to start college in a few months and due to the virus I've had a lot of time to think about my past self and my plans for the future. And I keep coming back to the first time I stole money from my mom's purse, which was around 7 to 8 years ago. It started out really small. Less than $1. BTW, I don't live in the States so the amount of money might seem small, but when converted to IDR it's pretty huge emo. But it kept growing as I started to get cocky because my mom wouldn't notice at the time. At the time I would justify my actions by thinking that it's okay since she rarely ever gives out allowance anyway, so think of this as getting some. But stealing less than $1 started to not be enough, so I would take out more. We have this small wallet in my house that can be used for emergency only, and I would also take some from there. So not only would I take money from my mom's purse but also from the emergency wallet. And I would use the money for useless stuff like buying candies and snacks from a small shop near my house. My mom would rarely allow me to buy candies and certain snacks because I would get sick pretty often as a child. Things escalated when I started middle school. I remembered there was a day where I would steal $4 from her, and that pretty much was the start of me stealing bigger amount of money. Yes, it doesn't seem like much, but trust me, this is a huge amount for a 13-year-old. Or any age really. To steal from where I live. After that the numbers just kept on rising. $7, $14, and the most was $20, as I grew older. During this time my mom actually gave me some allowance, but I was spending left and right, and so I would often be out of money and resorted to stealing. This continued on up until high school. When I started high school I would stop myself when I'm about to steal and it works. But then I would feel this sort of withdrawal and I would get anxious if I don't have enough money to last for the rest of the week because of my bad spending habit. And then I would steal a small amount because I feel bad to steal big amounts, but then I would feel even worse for stealing because I've been trying to stop. This cycle continued on until recently. I've been trying to fully stop now and it's been going pretty okay now. I was and still am disgusted by my actions. I love my mom so much and I feel sick thinking back to my actions then and now. My mom, my brother and I were talking in my bedroom and my brother confessed to my mom that he stole money from her once. She didn't get mad at him and only said to never do it again. When she said that to my brother, I wanted to confess to her so bad, but I'm so scared of the consequences. I'm scared that my relationship with her will get ruined. I'm scared that she'll tell my dad about it and then it will ruin my relationship with him. And I'm scared that my entire family would turn their back on me. But I'm also scared that if I don't confess to her then karma would bitch slap me hard in the future.